You. We have a wonderful guest returning to the studio to give us some more insight and direction and some knowledge. Brother Ras, could you tell the listeners and the viewers who you are and what you do? And we're going to start this topic. And thank you for coming to the show again.
We give thanks for you having I here today. I always love coming to your sisters and reason. When you reason, you get a lot more accomplished than arguing and fighting and fussing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
I'm an elder in the Rasta community. I'm a priest of the order of Melchizedek, the Ethiopian African Church Triumph in Cincinnati, Ohio. And our motto is God in you is the true church.
Amen.
And because of the breath that he breathed in us, he gave us life. In the beginning, it was the breath. And he made us living souls. So I'm a soul man. And, I'd like to welcome and greet each and every one of you in the name of His Imperial Majesty and Her Majesty, and presented the Queen of Queens and the King of Kings, and the conquering line of the tribe of Judah, elected himself like this world, earth, rightful ruler without apology.
Amen. Amen. Brother, that was deep. And that's the good way to set the tone for this serious talk that we are about to have. I'm going to go ahead and lay a foundation, but before I do that, everybody been heard on this mic except Black EB. Tell the world you love them, Black EB. Let them know you're still here with us.
Hello, everybody. I'm grateful to be here today and a part of this conversation.
So I'm going to start this off with a disclaimer, and then I'm going to get into some statements, and then we're going to paraphrase and remind the viewers or inform the viewers of the hate crime that was done against us. And then we're going to get into the Cool Jazz Festival. That's what it used to be called. I have coined it the Fool Jazz Festival because fools go down there and try to start stuff with the people who are trying to go down there and just enjoy it. We're going to dive in there, but first I want to lay the foundations with some definitions so we can kind of look at these definitions, talk to our brother, have a conversation, and see where we're going to go. Hate crime awareness. Here's the hate crime statement. Hate crimes are criminal acts motivated by bias against a victim's race, religion, national origin, sexual orientation, gender identity, or disability. These crimes violate civil rights and can have severe consequences for both victims and communities. It is crucial to understand what constitutes a hate crime, how to report it, and the resources available for support. Now, before we even get into my other statement, we're just going to talk at that point right here. Ja, I got to talk to you. And then I want to bring the brother in and see have him. I know he's going to have a lot to say about this. I don't want to go too emotional. But John, you remember the day that we went out there and we found egg all over our car?
Mm-hmm.
Right here at this very studio where we are.
Yeah.
And further found out with the footage from two different angles exactly who did it.
Mm-hmm.
And when we went to peacefully confront this person and ask them why did they do it, they spewed hate speech that I can't repeat here. But in lieu of that, we're victims of a hate crime.
Mm-hmm.
We did the right thing. We reported it to the cops. We reported it to where we are now at the station.
Mm-hmm.
And we stay safe and we stay in communication. We have not retaliated in a negative way. We stay prayed up and we try to do the right things. But I'm hurting. I'm lost because it doesn't seem like anything is being done. And I've been given excuses by the people that are supposed to do it. And I have all the evidence that they need. So I'm going somewhere with this. That is the fourth hate crime in this city since January that I'm aware of. Because we got to start with Springfield. where they said the dogs and the cats were being eaten by the Haitians. Then we got to move to Lincoln Heights, where the racist people came near the neo-Nazis and called them out, and the cops knew they was coming. Then we got to move down to the Jazz Festival, where they knew that guy said he was going to kill 13,000 people in Cincinnati, and nothing's being done. Nothing. Can somebody else take the mic and help me, please?
You know what? I want to speak on something. I've just gotten something, a text, and wow, it speak of. I don't have my glasses, but it speak of arm yourself, white citizen of Cincinnati. Mac, open your eyes.
This probably has something to do with that.
Yeah, I said that to sis. Somebody sent it to me and I passed it on.
My brother, could you please speak to it?
Well, it was because of what happened in the city. They trying to use this as a catalyst to, to get people upset, riled up to go do something stupid or do dumb things, and they trying to scare folks into arming themselves and then acting like it's January 6th again. So they're gonna run down to Cincinnati and kill 30,000 people in Cincinnati. But that's rhetoric, and just like the Nazis that came to Lincoln Heights, they messed around and found out.
That part.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and with us being in this city, I grew up here and I've seen a lot of things, a lot of people murdered, killed. But when it comes to Cincinnati, one thing about people in Cincinnati, you mess around,
you're gonna find out. Okay.
And so, and that's because of where we are and who we are. So, again, until the philosophy that holds one race superior and another inferior has been finally discredited and abandoned, until the basic human rights are equally guaranteed to all without regard to race, until the color of a man's skin is of no more significance than the color of his eyes, there's going to be war. Now, His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I first spoke these words to the League of Nations about the problem of racism then. He spoke to the whole world, and a lot of times they didn't take heed to the message, but he gave them the message to the higher powers. And like you say, you do something about it. I like to be on record when my life is threatened. I like to go before whoever it is that I need to talk to and let them know that active aggression has been made against me. So when I go to help stop that active aggression, it's on record. It's on record that I tried to tell you, do something about it. So, the days of just standing back, I ain't got no more cheeks left. But I come in peace. But if you want war, then, you're going to mess around and find out today. Or you're going to learn today. So, we don't come to fight flesh and blood. We come to fight spiritual wickedness in high and low places. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so we fighting the revolution that me as a Rasta man, I'm fighting the revolution, it's a spiritual revolution, it's a mind revolution to make a change in my life so that I can make a change around me because I'm in control of that. So being a person of peace, if you come in my space and you try to bring evil, I already know that good always conquer evil in the end.
All the time.
David always win over Goliath.
Hello.
Yeah.
Christ conquered death. He rose from the dead when they thought they killed him and took him to court and murdered him. He rose and conquered them. So again, no matter what the crisis is, we just stand firm and deal with things intelligently. Like you say, you reported it, and then you might have to go over their head and report it, and then get with the Congress people and report it. See, now that's fighting on that level. But now when I'm confronted with evil, I have to deal with it as if you're trying to make me hurt, I've been taught to make you feel what you was trying to make me feel.
And you know what? Put a pin in it right there, because we're going to come to that point so we can lead our people on how to protect themselves and know when to stand your ground. That is a good point. But we do have a caller, y'all, so.
I seen something the other day where, they say you gotta fight fire with fire now. The turning the other cheek part is irrelevant anymore. Because if you keep turning your other cheek, you're gonna keep getting beat. And, when you in Rome, you do like the Romans do. You don't, and as far as the issue of racism, it's been going on for so long that it's kind of a natural thing now. Being peaceful about, going up against it is fine and well. But if somebody slap me, I really don't care what color they are, but if somebody slap me out in the street, I'm going to hit him back. But the reason why it was so escalated was because color. And see, that's what we're playing on right now in the United States. Color. This group wants to say, see, I told you, this is why they're the way they are. And then this group want to do it vice versa. So what I'm saying is, we need to figure out if you're playing a game, you got to play the game how it's being played by your opponent. You can't sit back and say, "Oh, we shall overcome." You're going to have to overcome this. The same tactics that they're using. I'm not saying go out there and be violent. I'm not saying go out there and act a fool. What I'm saying is, if you hit me with a rock, what am I supposed to do? Really? Am I just supposed to say that's okay? Just like the Cincinnati incident? That man slapped that man. That man ain't been arrested. He ain't been indicted for nothing. But yet still, I think they, arrested 6 black people?
Mm-hmm.
So, that's just like me setting your house on fire. And because I'm a certain color, I can get away with it. But if you come set my house on fire, you come to get me, string me up, and anything you can do. I just wanted to put that out because, I think the fight is just begun. So I want everybody, gear up. And, people are being very afraid. A lot of people that I know that didn't even think about buying a gun before are now considering it at least. And, it's getting kind of scary where you can't even walk around and, just be a free person because of the color of your skin. And I like the topic y'all got, so y'all keep it moving. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for allowing me to vent.
Oh, no, that was right on point. We appreciate your call and everything that you shared. Stay tuned because we're going to keep talking about the topic and we're going to try to come up with some resolutions like you said. Thank you for calling in and you have a wonderful day.
Yes.
Okay, so that caller hit it, and now I'm going to unpack some stuff, but I'm going to let Black Evie unpack a little bit because our brethren said something that I want to go back to. Because we are going to talk about the topic, but we're also going to talk about resolution. A peaceful one and when to stand your ground. But Black Evie, could you bless that mic right quick?
But first, let me comment on the call. The caller very well said, okay, everything that he said. The one thing that stuck out to me, this is my takeaway from there, is he said the fight has just begun, or it's just beginning, right? No, it has been in a perpetual fight for so long in reference to inequality, civil unrest, government functions, the government dysfunction. These things are perpetual. They never end, but they are also businesses. They bring in money. So that's why these things never end, right? And these are just such negative situations that we focus on, that are supposed to bring us to peaceful solutions. And it's just like, we can't get there, y'all. What's up? Can you help me with that?
Well, like Brother Ross and the caller both said, it's by design. They want to keep us oppressed, suppressed, and depressed. They don't want us to gather and get knowledge. Like, for example, you know the library series we're doing with Lady Indica. They took books out the library. It's a whole bunch of CDs and DVDs in there, and some seeds for planting plants. Now the seed part I thought was really interesting. I was like, that's something you can learn. But I'm doing a whole series on that, and part of the resolution that Getting to Know is trying to bring is bringing people back to the library, doing town hall forums there. If I said town halls, and getting with people in the community, but therein lies the problem. They don't want us to gain knowledge. What they wanted to do is what they did. They trying to strip us of everything that we got and force us to go work back in the fields, on the farms, to be even able to get medical care for ourselves. So they're trying to run us down in any kind of way that they possibly can. Somebody said it earlier, you can't make sense out of stupidity. Now, if there's no way to do that. There's just no way to do that. And I do want to read another one of my statements because I came statement up to let you know, as a person with civil rights, especially the ethnic group of people that we represent here and Getting to Know. You know, we're fighting for us. You know, we've been underserved. I can't tap dance around that. So I'm just going right to the facts of what our rights are civilly. We have the right to be free from discrimination. We have the right to report hate crimes. We have the responsibility to do that too. And we have the responsibility to promote tolerance. We also have the right to be safe and use the safety networks that we have. We have the right to report these things to law enforcement, and they do what they have to do. And the Civil Rights Division is supposed to be protecting us and helping us seek support and giving us education on how to navigate these situations. But instead, what's going on here, y'all, is they're allowing the people to bring the hate to us to try to get us to react.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That, you know, here they talk about immigrants, and these folks that came was down there with all these folks of color having a good time, and then you coming down, kicking cars, calling people out their name, agitating, trying to start something. So what happened, but these folks, I believe, were Russian.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, we all know that our president, you know, when our president, when he was broke and didn't have no money and the banks wouldn't loan him no money, he went to the Russians to get finance. And then Putin's people who were, our president had the biggest gangster from Russia living in his hotel.
That part.
Right up under him.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a whole floor.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how, as far as I see, that he's been paid for a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
And so you let people get away with things because you owe them.
Mm-hmm.
You see? And that's a part of it too. Because why are Russians downtown at the
Cool
fest calling people N-words,
right,
kicking cars, and these people being tolerable, broke up the fight the first time, and then he gonna step in, slap. He didn't punch him. I would have preferred myself to be the punch me. Slap.
We already know what that slap is called.
Hey man, right? They call me Mr. T. I'm coming back with a quick one, and that's what happened. And so he got the reaction and everything, but now politically and with the city, trying to make these people the villain. Mm-hmm. And so we got to get up and stand up for our rights. But in order to do that, you got to know your rights. We're fighting on the political landscape, we're fighting on the physical landscape, and we got to fight them on the spiritual landscape.
Hello.
There's a lot of things we can do spiritually that they don't know nothing about, that we got powers to do that they can't deal with.
War.
You know, and the physical end, we got people from World War II that are trained killers. I mean, our folks been killing each other, so you know,
okay,
you know, we ain't got no problem with defending ourselves on that level if that's what it's about. But in the long run, it hurt them because, I mean, if they trying to start a race riot. Plain and simple. You know, the Nazis coming into a neighborhood and ain't bothering nobody. And then they downtown at an all black event starting, you know, so what is it going to end? But if we're going to let that stop us from doing what we do, you know what I'm saying? So we are in a better position to deal with whatever the situation is because we know what hard times is. We know what it is to be discriminated against. We know what it is to be spit on. We know what it is to be kicked. You know, so you got the left hand that's fighting for peace, and then you got the Malcolms and the Panthers on the other side doing their job. So if everybody doing their part, we gonna win. You know what I mean? Because what the medical thing, I'm sitting here next to a sister that's a miracle and know the herbs and the plants. I'm like, you know, and my grandmother, when they didn't let her go to the hospital, she had to go out in the bush and find a way to heal her people, and they did that. You know, when they had nothing to eat, they created miracles every day. They hot water, cornbread, and beans taste like a gourmet dinner. So you got people that they don't know nothing about that. So when it's their turn, what they gonna do? They gonna have a problem. We ain't got no problem. If I ain't got no electricity, I know that.
We know how to start a barbecue.
I can take a tub and a rack
that part
and some wood and make it work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So no matter what the crisis is, we gonna survive it and make the best out of it because we got experience with that. That's on our resume. So again, you know, we got to fight on all levels. Be prepared. Women need to know how to protect themselves. Single women. I taught all my daughters how to shoot. I taught all my daughters martial arts. I taught them, you know, don't call me. By the time you call me, it should be handled.
Right.
So if I come, I'm gonna have to handle it.
That part.
But you need to be able to handle and defend yourself. But at the same time, be a lady. You know what I mean? So all the way around, we got to be prepared. We got to know first aid. We got to know how to heal ourselves. We got to know how to breathe, how to relax. You know, Bruce Lee said, don't use anger, but emotional content.
Okay.
We're going to take emotional content, or I'm going to show you how to fight without fighting. You know what I'm saying? So on every level, no matter how they come, what they agitate and what they do, we going to make it. We going to survive because it's our time.
Hello.
We're in the age of Aquarius. All things being made known, everything being revealed, the Epstein files, everything that everybody doing in the dark coming to the light. And so with this government, we already know that Babylon got to crash. So and we talking about the system in general. This system that downbeats people, that oppressor, that oppress people, but we, you know, diamonds are formed under pressure. And right now, we as a people are the diamonds that's being cut, polished, and we bling it.
Bling, 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 bling.
And we're going to continue, we're going to bling anymore. So no matter what they do or say, we just got to keep on fighting until we get. Because once you give up the fight and submit, it's over with.
Yeah, you don't want to become...
We ain't going to tap out.
No, we're not going to tap out. We ain't going to be a barrier or anything of our own. We are going to stand united and grow and learn, and we're going to overcome this too. I want to read what Ja brought up that Brother Ras had sent to her in a text. And then I'm going to read another statement. Brother Ras has shared a flyer that speaks to what I was talking about, the person that was trying to encourage 30,000 people to come to Cincinnati and do destructive stuff in a flash mob type mentality. And I'm going to post this flyer on our website because it's got graphics on it that I can't read. You just have to see them. So, but what it says is this. It says, arm yourselves, white citizens of Cincinnati. And I must say, that is in bold and all capital letters.
Okay.
Okay? It says the Cincinnati Police Chief, Cincinnati Mayor, Cincinnati City Manager, and all 9 of the Cincinnati City Council members will not help you. This is to white people. Against vicious attacks from those of color. Those. Okay? And color is big. Protect yourselves against these lawless thugs. Now, they got 2 people standing on each side of this piece of paper with guns. And it says, eternal vigilance is the price of freedom. Don't fall victim to senseless crimes. Americans on guard. Trinity White Knights of the Ku Klux Klan.
That's a hate crime right there.
That's a hate crime. They have threatened us. Thank you, Brother Ras. Thank you, Brother Ras.
Word sound.
Now, it says, for an information packet and application, send $1. You got to pay for the information, right?
Oh.
Send $1.
It's all about getting some change.
Right?
Doing something strange for a piece of change.
Yeah,
Are you paying for the information or are you paying for the Ku Klux Klan application?
Both.
Well, I can't do nothing but laugh, y'all. Sometimes you gotta laugh at
You
ignorance.
got to.
You do.
You gotta laugh to keep from crying.
That part.
I'd rather laugh.
That part. Because we gonna joy and rally together. And then it goes on to give some telephone numbers and all these things. Now, I will say I am going to post this to Get to Know's website, not to promote what they're doing. I'm going to put a huge disclaimer up there when I post this. I'm going to post this so you guys have somewhere to go and look at what's going on out here so you know what you're up against. This is for your information and protection. For news, I in no way support anything with them. But that leads me to my other statement that I want everybody to weigh in on. So I'm going to read the statement, give a little bit more insight of what it's about, and we're going to reflect on this Ku Klux Klan thing here because they're the ones that tried to get 30,000 people. And like you said, President Orange, he in bed with Putin.
Russians.
Right, So I'm going to read this statement and we're going to unpack this. So this is the flash mob mentality statement, what they're trying to organize. A psychological dynamic at play when people participate in a flash mob phenomenon where a group of strangers gather spontaneously in a public place, perform a prearranged, often unusual action, and quickly disperse. This behavior is often influenced by social media and digital communication networks, which facilitate rapid organization. Flash mobs can be harmless and entertaining concepts, also relate to a herd mentality and potential for negative outcomes like violence, riots, and online calls to action incite destructive behavior. So keep that statement in mind. And I'm going to give y'all a little bit of definition here. Spontaneity and coordination. Flash mobs involve sudden gatherings of people in public spaces, coordinated through digital channels, and we all know the social media outlets do that. Unusual or novel actions. Action performed, they out of the ordinary, and they are meant to be memorable. So in this case, with this Ku Klux Klan, they want to take us back 40 years and then try to make us remember. Mm-hmm. Okay?
Okay. Mm-hmm. And that's the mindset. Now, the mind is a terrible thing to waste, and fear is what you don't know, or fear the unknown. And when I lived in Africa, I came across a great dragon killer, or a great evil killer. And when I did my anthropological studies, I found out that they understood, or our people being a spiritual people, respect our ancestors. And when they dealt with the Europeans, a lot of times, a lot of those tribes thought they were the ancestors that had returned. And so when they got us on the plantation, the bosses, they knew our history and they knew the things that we respected and disrespected. So it was 2 people on the plantation that the slave masters used to dig up. And one was the witch, or the person that dealt with evil spirits or whatever. Then you got the witch doctor. The witch doctor is the person that clears your mind of evil thoughts and stop somebody else from putting a hex or vex on you. So they used that technique. Now the Ku Klux Klan found out, and my mother used to say, and I never knew what this meant until I lived in Africa, that we was hungry and she would give us a biscuit or a piece of meat or whatever. She said, okay, this will last you, this will keep the haints off. And I didn't know what a haint was.
Right.
And I just related it to being hungry. But it was actually talking about ghosts. Our people are afraid of afraid of ghosts.
Yeah.
They knew that. Or that we respected the ancestral spirits. And so they went and got white sheets, put them over their horses, put it on their hats and the masks, got the flames, and they would ride through at night.
Trying to scare the you-know-what out of
Trying to scare. And they embedded that fear in us. So that fear is embedded in our DNA.
Wow.
But today, through knowledge and understanding, we're able to be ghostbusters.
How?
Yeah.
I forgot the shaker, right? Yes.
See, we overcame our fear through knowledge to know what they were doing, and now they're trying to reinstate it again. They're banking on our DNA to reenact about something that went on hundreds of years ago, but we ain't going.
No.
We don't have no more fear. You know, had no fear for the unknown. We know what a ghost is and what it ain't. And having that experience and knowing that I have the power to tell evil in my mind, in my heart, to get behind me.
That part.
Spiritually. So that fear is out of me, and I don't have to fear somebody saying that they the KKK or the BBB or the EBB or the Nazis, because we as black people, we defeated the Nazis as black people. We defeated the Klan as black people. We defeated the evil intent as black people for over 500 years. Today, that don't work. You got to come with something different. And the youth of the day, they ain't going. I was born in the 60s. I was born when our people started to stand up and fight, and we can't go to the water fountain and sit in the back, can't get on the bus, get over here, and you don't. But again, that was the fight. I wasn't one for integration, you know, because that killed my black community. But our fight against hatred, and just because my skin is different color than yours, you know, you want to make that an issue with me, you know, and that's racism is built based on skin color. Before that, Europeans were slaves. That's where the word slave come from Slav. The word Slav, the Slavic people, they were indentured servants to other white folks where they were. Until somebody decided, like, hey, them black folks down there, we want to go over, we'll go down and get them and then call them slaves and then create what is known as the white race or whatever in this country. But fear is only what you don't know. So please arm yourself with knowledge. We have the internet now. We have the phone, cell phone. You can find out anything now about anybody, anywhere. So there's no reason not to know about the Ku Klux Klan. There's no reason not to know about the Nazis. There's no reason not to know who you are and where you stand in the struggle. One day down in the West End, we had some Europeans disrespect an elder of ours in the community. They boycotted him and everything, right? But it was me and this other sister, I can't think of her name right now. I went back to my house because I'm dealing with the mindset too. Hey, I went back and got me some herbs. Another brother I know went and got a drum. We went down in front of that building, walked around, we played our drums.
Drum circle.
We started putting our herbs and stuff around.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, man, them people closed up in a week.
Yes.
Without a gun, without a knife, without a bomb. It was.
It's like the caller said, we do have to stand equality with the fight, though. If you coming to me with rocks, I'm probably coming to you with.
Oh yeah.
With some.
I'm gonna make you feel the same thing you make me feel. You hit me in the face, I'm hitting you in the face.
I'm hitting you back in the face.
How does it feel?
Right. You smack me, I'm punching you. Okay.
But me as a man, I just know smacking a man
That's
is more disrespectful than punching him.
We know what
You know what I mean? And that was the ultimate disrespect.
Mm-hmm.
And then he earned what he got. Like the city council lady said. That he did that and he got what he was looking for.
He paid for it.
He paid the price for what he did.
He got the receipt.
He got a receipt and a memory. And now they done raised up all this money for this lady. All this money for this lady. And she was in the middle of these men fighting, and she was fighting too. So it's equal opportunity AZZ whoopings.
Yes.
Because if they say justice is not partial. She wears a blindfold so she can make sure she don't care who you is. You're gonna get what you're supposed to get. Caramel. I say caramel because I just like saying that, but caramel is a mug.
Yeah.
And so she got her caramel. I mean, she looked like, oh my God, but that's what she had, because them people was at peace. They tried to make the peace. They tried to be peaceful, tried to break it up, tried to talk to him, but what they do, smack this man in the face, not in jail. So we got to keep our politicians, for people that's in the politics, we need to work them. The police, they said that the mayor in the city ain't doing nothing about it. The mayor in the city doing what they supposed to do in terms of how they deal with the community. Just because they ain't just jumping to react to do something stupid, don't mean they ain't doing their job. But it's still a process. But I still can't figure out and want to know if anybody know out there to let me know why that Russian guy is not been charged. Who is his lawyer?
This conversation is so beautiful, and I'm grateful for a lot of these leaders that are not on big platforms speaking up for the ones who are afraid, and I'm grateful for that. And brethren, give thanks. You one of them.
Well, being here away from what you ladies are doing, this is why this radio station was created. It's for divergent points of view, but when you stand for the truth, and you know that God is with you and what you do, you know what I mean? You do what's necessary. So
educate yourselves. Everybody needs to arm themselves with knowledge. As Mitri stated at the beginning of the show, the knowledge. You got to keep the knowledge. There are so many resources. As he stated, the Google, the Google itself. You got YouTube University. That's what I call it, and I think a lot of other people call it that. But you have all types of educational resources. But everybody, let's go to school.
Hello.
How about that? Let's get educated. Let's continue our education, because the more you know, and I know it sounds cheap, the more you know, the more you grow. That is so true. The information is what is valuable. This world can strip you of everything materialistic, but they can't take away what you know. So you need to arm yourself with the knowledge, educate yourself, grow yourself. Let your children see you expanding your knowledge. That will encourage them to expand their knowledge and continue their education going into college. So the education and the information, out of everything in this world, information is priceless. We need to do a show on that, on data mining and the price of information, because people pay, but that is a $1 trillion industry. These companies paying for your data information, your personal information, your general information, just your what demographical information. Companies are paying for this. That they are exchanging so much money, and that is information. That is, they come from a source. People pay these sources. You need a source of information that people come to and pay. Get the education.
I just want to share one thing about the library as well. For those who don't know, when you go to the library and looking for certain information in books, they may not be out in the regular area. But if you go to the information people and show them your ID, they would take you to a higher level of different books. And a lot of them books, you do have to have your ID. So be aware of that. All the information is in the library. Some of them just require your ID. That's how deep the information is and how real it is.
That's why they're just trying to keep the knowledge away from us.
Yeah. Because they know a lot of people don't have IDs and not aware of it.
Well, that part, and that's why this is like really going to be an ongoing series, and I'm going to invite Brother Ras to the TV show. Hopefully he'll join us, and awesome sauce. Black EB did touch on something too that I wanted to say was, they always classifying our data and putting us in the groups and doing data studies on us. Well, Getting to Know does its own data study too. We use the Prism study to study our demographic, to understand what's affecting our demographic, to get the vetted, viable, and valuable resources to overcome that adversity. So like the caller said, we playing that game, but we playing it by our rules. But you did mention earlier about our mirror. You were seeing that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing now.
Just politically, that they doing their job, they do what they need to do. But like you, in your situation, you got to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Report to the people you're supposed to report to. Go to your congressman, your senator, and anybody else that you can go to and put it on record. Because once it's on record, then it's hard for them to say, "Oh, we don't know," and this, that, and other. That's if somebody threatens your life, the first thing you do is report it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have to do something about it, you in the clear.
You CYA.
Yeah, you in the clear. But if you don't report it, so this person been harassing me all this time. I mean, like now, that was verbal abuse is a crime. That what was on that poster was a crime. But we have to be aware that is criminal. Those are the laws now. But you got to be aware of the law because, again, you can't stand up for your rights if you don't know.
You know something that I want to leave everybody with is this. I just recently found out that spitting on I didn't find this out. Spitting on a person is a crime, but they don't enforce it.
But it's on record.
It's on record, yeah. It's on record. And we know spitting on somebody is worse than being slapped. Yeah. I do want to shout out to my youngsters, and I'm calling them youngsters because I'm 50 plus now, at the Cool Jazz Festival. Even though it's not called that anymore, I'm gonna distinguish it. Our young black teenagers and young adults, I appreciate you all standing up when you needed to stand your ground. You all should not have been treated like that by anyone. It is totally unacceptable. We stand in solidarity with you because we are victims of a hate crime too. We're going to be giving out more resources and help. Y'all get in touch with us. Get in the know. GiTK.org. Y'all can hit us up on a cell phone, 513-806-5649. In case you missed something, we got a plethora of resources on the website and everything for you all to get at. And y'all stand strong in the community. Let's unite positively, and let's be aware that sometimes you do have to stand your ground because to protect your life. I served the military. I gave of my time to this country. So this country is owes me and owes y'all too. And I'm standing here. I ain't gonna shut up until I stop breathing.
All right.
I ain't going nowhere. And I thank my Getting to Know team, my callers, my listeners, my viewers, everybody.